It is, and turn them on silent, hey? And be careful how much I move because I have to abide by YouTube's rules, and I just took my dress off as soon as I got home because it's flipping hot, and I was sweating and sticky and yucky, and I figured just walking around almost naked, I've got underwear on, would be wise, and then decided I live by myself and all my curtains are closed, and even if they weren't, who honestly cares? So, yeah, this is me. Anyway, my appointment with my doctor isn't half an hour long, hopefully. I'm hoping they're on time. I was saying to Andrew earlier this morning, right, that I definitely hadn't consciously thought about quitting my medication. And when I say quitting, I think I'm really going to have to stress I do not put my prescribed medication in the same category as I do smoking ice. They're very, very clearly two very completely different things. Yeah, just to confirm this. So I'm not saying I'm never going to take it. I'm just saying I want to pull it back to the point where it's basically flushed out of my system, so that moving forward I only need to take it on days where I'll be like driving a long way or going to uni, or days that the pain levels are going to be more intensified than they already are. But it just hit me. God, I hope this. I get so far and then I feel so fucking nauseous. That's why I'm making this video. So to get to the point, this is part 2 of Tuesday the 17th of January 2023. And I feel so fucking disgustingly nauseous. I went to get my medication and I ended up just putting it in front of me and then turning the camera on, right? So, hold on. I automatically put my head back these days. I can't do that with the camera on the angle that it is, being topless, because as much as I don't mind, YouTube does. But yeah, I was saying to Andrew today, I was like, it's a bit like everything in my life. I don't really consciously have these thoughts about it. And I've been thinking about how this all went back in the beginning, like ice days and that. And if you've been watching for a little bit, you may be aware that I maxed out all of my Drive and Google Photos and every single storage facility I possibly had, because at the time I was awake a lot more hours than I obviously am, and I spent one day I will tell the Mr. X story. When I say one day, as in if it's going to be far, far away, it's not. I just have to get it right in my head. But the reason I'm saying that is I'm reading all this stuff here, and I've got to admit, some of the stuff I've read, I now look at it 7 years later and I'm like, there's absolutely no way he's read that. I know he hasn't read that, because anyone in their right mind, and my point of this is I backed every single fucking thing up to the point where I was saying to Graham, like, I find it quite hilarious how bad I am with grammar, because I told Mr. X non-stop, fucking fix your grammar, because I'm literally going to turn these messages into a screenshot. Okay? That's a little side note. Right, where am I at? Yes, so consciously, none of these thoughts come to me, alright? I talk about my higher self and my ego. I talk about this in the sense that we all have them. We all have our 3D human selves. Mine is mostly broken, though it's all internal, so it's somewhat difficult to get people to believe me. And it's not even about the fact that you need to believe me, it's just that I'm real honest about this stuff for a reason. And yet people are always so fucking surprised when something goes wrong. right? Now, that doesn't make any sense. Though I'm saying that, nothing's really gone wrong in a long time, except as Andrew said, maybe I shouldn't have said anything about Graham on my videos. So I really would like to say I agree with that, but I think it's it's clear. I don't use people's details for a reason. I don't have social media for a reason. You'll never be able to get me to confirm or deny who are in my videos, and they're only in my videos by the names of fake characters. If you don't like something you've done and I've called you out on it and you see it in the video, that's for you to go inside. And I've pissed you off if I pissed them off, and let's face it, I haven't really had them going since. I'm actually okay with that, yeah? I very much like my own company. Every single day I'm like, now that I'm figuring out who I am, which I definitely don't think I knew, though I don't think any of us really do, truthfully, because we're all fed the same bullshit. Everything's so superficial. We're told not to ask questions. We're told just to do exactly what we're told to do. Blah, blah, blah. Let's keep doing the same bullshit generation after generation after generation. And I just keep thinking, if that's how we're going to go, bring on the fucking asteroids that are going to, like, take us all out. Just like the dinosaurs. It'd be the nicest thing. Side notes. My head hurts. I'm nauseous. And the reason I wanted to make this video, and it's still taking me 6.5 minutes to really get there, is the fact that I do tend to just subconsciously migrate to something, and I know it's my highest self because my ego, even like, I'm gonna go with the meat thing, yeah? Like, I fucking loved being a meat eater. I had every single reason under the sun to be one. I could fight it in a philosophy debate very well, and I did do that, truthfully. But it was the same thing as what's happening now. It's like all these things are happening around me, and I can't really consciously see it, though now I'm filming everything, which is fucking awesome, because I can see it when I watch the videos back, yeah? So, like, earlier I was watching I don't care if you all see my boobs, let's just get clear. YouTube does, though, okay? Where am I at? Right. Been thinking about quitting ice and how it affected me, yeah? Because if you've been watching along, you will know that I did it the way I did because I didn't want to involve outside people. And I figured that one day, the fact that I was able to quit ice the way that I did will help me help other people, yeah? But I'm really starting to think detoxing from opiums, so, opium, which is what Tajan is, and my brain's like, make this make sense for yourself and for others. Opium is based on, like, the same thing that heroin is, so the heroin's the bad one, opium's the fucking pharmaceutical one that, But the point being, they come from the same fucking ingredients, and the fucking side effects to cutting cold turkey, just going from, I reckon in the last week, before coming up to Friday or Saturday or whenever it was, when I was just like, something's telling me to stop, really don't like to think about it now that I'm really thinking about it, but it would seem it was easily taking anywhere between, let's be honest with it, if not for all of you, then for me. I never took less than 20 that I can think of, and if there's been days I haven't taken it, which I'm sure there have been, because I'm sure I've mentioned it in videos, but they're not coming to my mind, yeah? But on the days I did take it, it would have been, like I said, anywhere between 20, say 60 or 80, and that's not good.
And like I said, like, oh my god, have we all noticed how fucking like out of it I appear to be, in the sense of how many times do I say the wrong thing? I was talking about getting a mental health plan for my chiropractor at one point. They don't work. Today I said I was talking to the pharmacist at Officeworks, and I was like, what? Upon watching it back, I didn't see anything regarding my location, but like I said, don't particularly really care anymore, if I'm honest. Oh my god, pain levels are high. Right, so where am I at? I watched yesterday's part 2 back today when I got back, and thankfully it actually reminded me to fucking read the learning objectives before I actually start to do some school stuff. And if you saw the post that I put on my actual website, lifesastory.blog, because I obviously transfer all my videos from my channel to my website, and then that's where I update, like post updates and pictures and things that go with it. Fucking hell, I don't recall ever, I think, being this short of breath or this nauseous in my whole life, yeah? Anyway, let's try to get back to the point I'm making. Coming off ice and coming off Tarjan, two very different things. Because I said to Andrew this morning, I was like, yesterday was bad, yeah? And I fully hadn't consciously made this decision. I'm very clearly recognizing that at no point through not taking the pain meds for those couple of days had I actually thought that I would decide to do this. It was through watching that, combined with my doctor's appointment, and if you're new, I film as many things as I possibly can that I go through. Again, if you don't understand it, maybe it's not for you, totally fine. There are people who watch and resonate, and those are the people these are made for, as well as myself. Because like I said, it's watching these videos. I feel like it's almost amusing, eh? It's like I've definitely, for the last 2 days, today and yesterday, smoked way more weed, like baked way more weed. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Let's see if I can just do that. I'm trying to make sure it's loud enough too, because I really need to get a microphone. What am I saying? Right, Andrew, this morning, we're having a conversation, and I was like, same with the iron, same with the meat, same with it all, fucking, it's the same thing with the meds. It's like subconsciously becomes semi-conscious, and then that becomes conscious. And like I said, it hit me smack in the face yesterday on a phone call to a friend. I couldn't figure out where this deep-seated guilt was coming from in regards to the weed, and that's when it was through, honestly, having a conversation is taking it out of me. And right, let me think. Oh, it's not even thinking. I'm actually doing pretty good with thinking. It's the breathing I'm struggling with. Got to admit too, I haven't had COVID. Yay me, thank you. But with how bad I'm feeling, I keep thinking about all the stories I heard, and we've all heard about people not feeling like they can breathe. And yeah, I don't know what it's like to have COVID. I feel extremely lucky and grateful for that, but fuck it, do I feel like I could just stop breathing at any moment, which is why I made the appointment for my doctor, who will hopefully call me in 16 minutes. Fucking pharmacy really did scare me, I will be honest, right? Because I am very aware of what I've done, in the sense of you don't cold turkey quit something. You don't do that. I'm trained AOD, alcohol and other drugs worker. Like I've been saying to people recently, all I've done since I got put on the disability pension, and then since going through the period of ice and the Mr. X and the spiritual awakening and the boom 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 things, is just do training after training after training. I've got so much fucking training under my belt. It's like I'm better qualified, more able to help the next person than I am myself. Except now I am happy with myself. It's just taken a very, very, very bloody long time to get here. Right, so yeah, like I've said, didn't have a clue this was coming till it hit me. Same as the fucking becoming a vegetarian, same as quitting ice. Like, I gotta admit, right, like, I can't help but think about the actual moment in time, the thought, the process, how it went inside of my mind when I fully realized I needed to quit ice. And I wasn't even realizing I needed to do it because, I mean, I could see it all over the news by the worst of my addiction. And I know it's absolutely shocking. I remember saying this to someone recently. I was like, but during those years when I smoked ice, every time I saw a drug cartel or someone being done by the fucking drug squad or whatever it might be, it didn't make people like me happy. It made people like me bitch about the fact that it was going to be harder and more expensive to get it. So definitely learned a lot through so fucking many things. I gotta remember not to do this because do you have any idea how long it takes me to fucking find a semi-half decent thumbnail? And then I remember nobody cares but me, so what you gonna do? Must admit, vaping this amount of weed since I've been home. Definitely not anxious about uni, so that's awesome. That, and I keep reminding myself I'm actually really good at numbers and maths and formulas. Just got to remember that. Stop psyching myself the fuck out, which is what I've done the entire past 7 years at uni. I'm all over the place. Like, it's quite hilarious now. The more I look at me, the more I learn about me. I think I'm awesome. I will say that. I definitely do. But I have so much to learn. Yeah? Anyway, this is a very all over the place video, okay? Way longer than I ever possibly thought it would be. Thought maybe I'd speak for 5 or 10 minutes and that was about it. But yeah, now I'm at 18 minutes and 9 seconds. Anyway, I just find it interesting because I'm seeing things happen all around me, bang, 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 one after another, and it truly is magic happening in front of my eyes. And I think that's why I get pissed off with the whole Santa Claus lie and people telling me that I'm trying to take children's imagination away because I refuse to lie about something that's utterly fucking ridiculous. And I'm just like, if you all would open your eyes and see, you'd see you didn't have to lie to the most purest being on the planet. Children are by far the purest people on the planet. And it's our job to fucking fix what we are doing wrong over and over and over again. I don't have enough energy or brain power or, more importantly, breath to get into why I believe the things that I do. Though I really am starting to realize, because there are stories taking place, like I keep saying, that I need to be sharing and telling and getting out of me, but that I can't say to all of you just yet, because some stories just can't be told in the moment, yeah? Some can, yes, maybe I've probably pissed off my friend more than I think. No, not more than I think, like, again, I truly believe every single thing is happening for the sake of the higher self. So there's literally no point in thinking about the what if this, what if that. What ifs are literally completely 100 billion 1,000% a waste of our time, our energy, our mental brain power, our everything. Okay, I've spent 37 years in the darkness, and what ifs, I promise you, make them a billion times worse. Okay, there's no what ifs, and I keep remembering, and this is where I think I'm getting stuck, because I've got it written on my cupboard, and I've recently read it again, and that is, there is very much a difference, right, between my ego kicking in and just wanting to take the safe option, or being an absolute fucking bitch, fully attacking someone for absolutely no reason, which I'm going to clarify, that is not what happened. But the higher I vibe, the more connected I become. And I have been reading energies for a very, very long time. If you don't know what that means, feel free to Google. If you read that and think she's mad, cool. I'm happy if you think that. That doesn't affect me in the slightest. But if you hear me and you see me and you fully know what I'm talking about, well, then you'll understand. Yeah? The higher I'm vibing, the more I'm collectively connected. Like, I'm more energetically connected to the consciousness. And, like, I've been able to feel other people's feelings for years. Years. It's just that I don't always know where the fuck they're coming from. And that can make it a little tricky. I know when it's not mine, and that's what played into it in this particular thing, and that's where I was coming from. And I'm not going to mention it again. It's just Andrew was like basically, how'd you end up after you did it? And it's like, not the greatest, but like, it is what it is. If that's how it was meant to be. People come, people go, and I feel good. And yeah, as I've said, like, certain things are just coming to play more and more and more. And like, I keep thinking about my birthdays and how, like, my birthday's the 30th of December, so I've been doing these videos every day since my 36. I'm now 37, yeah? Today will be 1 year and 19 days of making videos in a row. And I know I've spent a great deal of last year absolutely bitching my fucking head off about how alone I am. Just ironically turns out I prefer it. I just didn't know that. Someone's knocking on my door, so I gotta go.